All right, all praises to the Almighty, and shalom to my brothers and sisters scattered to the four corners. I pray that you all are doing wonderful. We're about to get it popping up in here. So if you can hear me loud and clear, y'all already know what to do. All right. Now I know some of you are still coming on. I know there's a lot of shadow banning that's going on with a lot of the brothers on social media, especially YouTube. So you may not be getting any notifications. That's something that I have no control over, but I know I've been getting a lot of complaints about that. So just be aware, Yasharel, that our enemies are at work. And any way that they can hide the truth, they're going to try to hide the truth all they can. Now, what I'm getting ready to tell you and show you, it's going to be very profound because this is going to be one of those very hot topics, a must need to know. But unfortunately, it's going to fall on millions of deaf ears. Now, I'm not trying to sound negative in any way. We know that there's going to be a remnant that the Most High has promised in His Word. But the reality is, and you all know what I'm talking about, many, this message will fall on millions of deaf ears. And I'm going to prove that to you. I'm going to show you that from the Word, why that is, and explain to you why that is. So let's go ahead and kick off the Word with Hosea chapter 4 and 6, something that you know very well. All right. I'll give you a few seconds to get there. And while all the family is getting on and everything. Now, if you're coming on late, don't worry about it because this will repost and you'll have a chance to go back and rewatch the lesson. All right, everybody should be there. Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. Let's begin. It says, "My people are destroyed for lack of the knowledge. Because you have rejected the knowledge, I will also reject you, that you shall be no priest to me." Now, this knowledge, what is it talking about? Because it's key to the reason why our people, while this message is falling on deaf ears. It says, it goes on to say, "Seeing you have forgotten the Torah of your Elohim, I will also forget your children." Now, I cannot stress enough how important this is. And the reason why our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge is because we have forsaken the holy law, commandments, and statutes of the Almighty. Now, I don't have to go into detail of what that looks like, because you all know what it looks like, and you all know the result of that. But let's get something else to confirm so that we have a clear understanding why this message is falling on so many deaf ears. Let's go to Isaiah 1. This is another one that you all know too well. All right, Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. It goes on to say, "The ox knows his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Yasharel does not know. My people do not consider." Now, that's a very powerful and strong statement. When you have a people that do not even consider, that means that they don't care. They're not even interested in knowing who they are. Verse 4 goes on to say, "Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Yasharel unto anger. They are gone away backwards." This is where we are right now. And this is why uh, we are so, as a whole, our people are so blinded and in darkness. And it's going to take something very extreme, and the Most High is going to bring some very extreme things upon our people. And I'm going to show you a couple of things. Some of you might already know, but I'm going to show you in a way that is going to make a light bulb go off in your head. And I really pray that those who are listening, especially those who are new or don't even know anything about our faith and just coming on the live, I really pray that you all get something out of this. All right, because we have to understand, first of all, who we are as a people and where we're going. All right. That's going to be very, very important. Now, we all know too well the plot against our people. All right. But before I go back to that, let me just make another point on this. All right. Now, our people would rather go see full grown men in dresses, Tyler Perry, Big Mama. You know why our people love to see those kind of things, those kind of movies? You know, you want to really know why? Because it solidifies ignorance, foolishness, and stupidity. And unfortunately, that's what sells in the so-called black community. It's sad, but unfortunately, our people would rather see foolishness than rather hear the truth. And see, that's why the truth sometimes can be more scarier than a lie. Because the truth will indeed set you free. But to many of our people do not want to be freed. And until they get out that mindset, our people are going to constantly be in torment, in captivity, grouping at noonday, still got chains and shackles on their feet and on their necks. All right. Let's talk about this. I'm going to show you something a little later. All right. But first, we got to really bring out some crucial points. All right. Now, everybody should know this verse very well. This chapter, Psalms 83. All right. We know that what our enemies have been trying to do for so many years, centuries. Psalms 83, and starting with verse 2. For lo, your enemies make a tumult, and they that hate you have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against your people and consulted against your hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasharel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against you. All right. We all should know this. We see the tactics of our enemies. Now, the title of this topic is How to Tell the Real from the Fake. And by the avatar, I'm pretty sure that most of you know where I'm going with this. Now, let's talk about us as a people. We know that we are the chosen people. We know that we are the true Israelites that are descendants from the ancient Israelites, or the Hebrews, as you may say. We know that according to the scriptures, that the 12 tribes are still scattered to the four corners of the nation. We also know that the 12 tribes that are scattered to the four nations have not been gathered up yet. Now, how do we know that? You may say, well, brother, how do you know that we haven't really been gathered up? Well, I'm going to show you from the scriptures. When we are gathered up, it's not going to be a quiet event. All right, but don't worry, I'm going to show you. Now, getting back to the point that I wanted to bring out. Now, the world looks at us, and when I say the world, I'm talking about all the other nations. All right, that hate us. They look at us as a people because our people are scattered to the four corners. No matter where we're scattered to, we're treated the worst. All right, we're completely at the bottom. We're completely mocked. We're completely ignored. I mean, everything that the Most High has predicted about us has come true and is still being fulfilled through a lot of aspects. Now, if our enemies think that we're fake, and if they think that, oh, we're just shooting from the hip, and we're just trying to claim an identity, or what they like to say, uh, these so-called Negroes are having an identity crisis. That's what they like to say. We're having a identity crisis. Now, I'm pretty sure some of your family members have told you the same thing, because you were excited when you first woke up, right? And you couldn't wait to share the word. All of a sudden, hell broke out. Oh, you must be possessed or something. You must got demons in you, or you must be suffering from an identity crisis. That's what they like to tell you. But we're gonna find out who's really suffering from an identity crisis, because it ain't the Negroes. I can guarantee you that. We might not know who we are as a people, all right, but we're not suffering from an identity crisis, because we are the bloodline descendants of ancient Israel and still are today. Now, if our enemies claim that we are not the true Israelites, then why spend trillions of dollars to eliminate us? Why spend trillions of dollars to push drugs into our communities? Why spend trillions of dollars to create the pro COINTEL? Y'all know that secret government agency to take down so-called Israel. Why spend so much money on welfare? Why spend so much money on breaking up the homes? Why spend so much money in bringing our marriage rate from 98% in the 50s down to less than 25%? That ought to tell you, so that ought to speak volumes, Yasharel. Now, we just read in Psalms this exact same thing. This is what they've been doing for many, many, many years. All right. If they truly thought that, or knew we were not the true children of the Almighty, then why they would have let us go a long time ago? Why continue to push push millions, millions, I say millions of immigrants into this country? Now, I'm going to show you something here. I want you to pay attention very closely. Now, what I have here, what you see here, are the different locations of the sanctuary cities. Now, this is an older map, but it may be way more than this now. So, but the point that I want to bring out, if you look at these places, you notice that the sanctuary cities are set up where the majority of our people are, or I should say the concentration of our people. All right. For example, Atlanta, Detroit, Brooklyn, all these places across the US where there's a concentration of a certain percentage of so-called Black folks, Israel, these are where these sanctuary cities are set up at. I want you to think about this for a minute. Why would they set up sanctuary cities in those areas? Why not? Why not set them up in North Dakota? Why not set them up in these all white towns? Now, I just want you to think for a minute, because make it make sense. These people claim that we're suffering from an identity crisis. They claim that, oh, we're not. We're just shooting from the hip. And what they like to use, they like to use our current conditions, our status. Well, you guys are committing a crime. Look at y'all. Y'all can't even come together. The marriage rate is low. And now, someone on the outside may look at that and say, okay, I can see that. But see, that's the trick. That's the cover. That's the whole thing when it says that they are confederate against you. You create what you do is you create a stigma against a people, create the stigma against the chosen people, and then you criminalize them. You paint a negative light on them. And so when the Most High starts to wake us up through the Spirit, Oh man, you guys are crazy. You guys, how can you guys be the chosen ones? Oh, they already got they already got them folks in Israel already. How can they? How can you guys all of a sudden just claiming to be Israel? You see what I'm saying? You see the whole trickery that's going on. This is what they, and they're very good at it too. But they use our current conditions, because when people look at our current conditions as a whole, and we work as a team, Yashara. Okay, remember, we're only as strong as our weakest link. All right. So yeah, we're gonna get hit for everything. So only a few knuckleheads out there committing crimes, guess what? We're gonna all get looked at like that, in a negative light. Yeah, this is crazy. So I'm just trying to get you to really open your eyes and really see what's really going on, within the roots of this thing, because this thing goes deep. The rabbit hole goes deep. And everything that's happening is happening because of his people. All right. Now let's go to Psalms. Let's go to Psalms chapter 2. I'm going to show y'all something. Here it is again. It pretty much precepts with Psalms 83. So let's says, why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his Mashiach, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sits in the heavens shall laugh. Adonai shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill Zion. All right. So we know that the enemy is constantly trying to break us. All right. And the Most High is going to allow it to a certain extent. Now, I'm going to show you. Let me pull up this right quick. We're talking about how to tell the real from the fake. All right. This is where I'm going to test some of your knowledge. All right. I'm going to see how, what your knowledge is concerning this, or how much of the spirit you can, because the spirit is the one who leads us into all truth. And remember, if you're keeping the commandments, you're going to have special insight. All right. Now, what do you see here? It says its name is Israel. U.S. recognizes Jewish state. All right. And this happened in 1948. All right. The workings was happening prior to that, but they were recognized officially by the UN and by the U.S. Notice the U.S. The other countries, not so much, but the U.S. recognizes Jewish state. All right, we know it's talking about them Khazarians that are currently over there now. Now, here's the question I'm going to ask you, because I'm going to show you a short video, and I'm going to ask you to pay attention to a particular section in the video. Now, they claimed to be established by the U.S. or recognized by the U.S. in 1948. Who can tell me, and please put this in the comment box. You can put it, but just let me know what happened prior to 1948 to put them in place as a state of Israel. What happened prior to 1948? Does anybody know? I'm going to give you time, because there's a delay in the video, of course, in the live feed. So I'm going to give you a minute to see who knows the answer to this. What happened prior? Oh, somebody got it. Dana Yah, World War II. All right. We're getting somewhere now. So now I'm going to show you something else. Well, the Holocaust, I'm going to tell you about the Holocaust. They say 6 million, but that's a lie. I was in Poland, y'all. I spent some time in Poland, and I went and visited the site where they claim that the 6 million, these so-called 6 million Khazarians. And when you talk to the historian out there, they'll tell you it wasn't even no more than 200 something thousand Khazarians living in Poland at the time. Don't let these people fool you. Do not let these people fool you, because they are professional liars. All right, for those of you that said World War II, You're absolutely right. Now, what was our? I'm not asking this because I love challenges. What was World War II about? You got the answer right, but what was World War II about? What was the purpose of World War II? Anybody want to take a guess? I'll give you time. It's okay. We family, so we'll move as the spirit moves. What was World War II all about? What was the purpose of World War II? What was the fight about? All right. Somebody says China. Nope. Belfort Agreement, 1948. All right. We're getting somewhere. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do, family. I'm going to play this vid. Matter of fact, I'm going to prop it up now.
Carr speaks at length.
Hold on. Give me a second because I got to cue it up. I got to make sure that because there's a delay in the feed. So I want to make sure that the video is up first before I play it.
World War III.
All right. All right. So this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to pay attention. Now, this is about a minute, a little bit over a minute long video. I want you to pay attention to what's said about World War II. All right. I want you to pay close attention. I've played this before, but this part has gone over so many people's head. All right. So give you a few seconds. But again, I want you to really pay attention to what is said concerning World War II. And then we're going to come back and then we're going to discuss and I'm going to show you another vid. All right. This thing's going to add up. It's going to make sense once you see the whole picture. All right, here we go. So I'm going to play it in 3, 2, 1.
Carr speaks at length about World War III in his book, Satan, Prince of the World. He documents that World War III was planned by a 33rd degree grand wizard named Albert Pike. Albert Pike was a notorious Luciferian who openly praised Lucifer in his book Moral and Dogma of the Ancient and Accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. Pike was also a general for the Confederacy during the Civil War and a wizard of occult magic, channeling and summoning of spirits. William Carr documented that Albert Pike wrote a letter to a friend in 1871 outlining the final and largest of the wars. According to Carr, what Albert Pike actually wrote was a lot more than a letter. It was a blueprint that spelled out exactly what would happen in the last war. Carr said, quote, "In the 1860s, Albert Pike is recorded as saying his military program might take 100 years or a little longer to reach the day when those who direct the conspiracy at the top will crown their leader king despot of the entire world and impose a Luciferian totalitarian dictatorship upon what is left of the human race." That's what they're saying. Pike seems to indicate a conspiracy to start a war so that the Antichrist can ascend to his position as world ruler. Pike's letter ironically also detailed the specifics of the first two wars with stunning accuracy, suggesting that he knew before time the details surrounding each of the wars. World War I, according to Pike, would be fought to overthrow the czars in Russia and change Russia into a communist state. The Second World War would be fought for two reasons: to establish the State of Israel and to expand communist control over Europe. The Third World War will be what allows the Novus Ordo Seclorum to rise out of the dust. According to Pike, Islam will be the central factor in the downfall of the West. Islam will be decimated in the process, allowing for the new religion of pure Luciferianism to spread on the earth.
All right. So I really, really prayed and hope that you got that you caught that you really paid attention. because I wanted you to hear what it said about specifically about the Second World War. Two reasons: it was to set up the state of Israel and to spread communism. Now, what was Russia? Russia was communism for a very long for a while until, of course, the early '90s. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy, y'all, and this is what they sat down and planned for hundreds of years. Now, let me show you something from the scriptures. Let's. So, for those of you who say, well, they cannot do. I'll tell you this: they cannot do anything unless the Most High allows it. So let's look at Job 9:24. It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covers the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" Now, why am I showing you this? Because I'm showing you this because the Most High is allowing these people to only go so far. But you got to realize the Most High is using them to fill his own prophecies. This is how powerful the Almighty is. All right. Now, talking about how to tell the real from the fake, you heard it with your own ears, how this plan was to set up the state of Israel. Now, why would that be so important to set up the state of Israel? Well, one, of course, is the most obvious: control. Who controls everything? Who controls the media? Who controls the news, the major news channels? Who controls Hollywood? Who controls the bank? All right. You know where I'm going with this. And so the Most High is setting them up to be destroyed. I'm telling you, the way the Most High is setting this thing up, it's flawless, y'all. It is flawless. I see it. I see the writing on the wall. Man, it's getting ready to crumble down like we've never seen it before. Now, I'm going to share something else with you. All right, I'm going to share with you another video. And I want you to really pay attention because this was 3 years ago. So it was, they calling this passage return. You have these heathens returning to Israel, claiming that they're the lost tribes or whatever. They're the lost people that's returning to their homeland. But nothing could be further from the truth. And people. The reason why so many of our people are deceived because they swallow anything that the government throws at them. They will accept anything that they put in the history books, the schools. You're not going to get this stuff in your churches because Christianity is the biggest detriment of our people. Christianity has and continues to destroy our people like we've never seen before. At an alarming rate, at an unprecedented rate. I mean, it is the most disgusting thing that's ever happened to our people, and our people are so caught up in that. Now, I'm going to give this time to kind of queue up a little bit because again, there's like a 5-second delay in the feed. But I want you to pay attention to what is being said. Pay attention to what these folks. Now, this was 3 years ago. I want you to pay attention to every word that they say. I'm not going to play all of it. I'm just going to play a portion of it. All right, and then we're gonna come back.
In the early morning, 130 Ukrainian Jews landed in Tel Aviv to begin a new life. Many see the moment when these new immigrants step onto the tarmac here at Ben Gurion Airport as the time when the words of the Bible written thousands of years ago come to life.
There's never been a people who have been exiled for so long who then return to their homeland, return to their language. And so there's the prophetic reality of this that's so huge that each one of these people, Isaiah saw, Jeremiah saw, they saw them, they saw this happening, and now we are here to witness it. We are here to be part of it.
Their flight marked a 1-year path.
All right. Now, y'all heard what said. Now, these people have been brainwashed to no end, to no avail. They have been brainwashed severely to believe that they are descendants. And you know what's crazy? Our people will even believe it because our people don't like to research. They don't like to study. They just accept everything for what it is. Now, they're saying that prophecy has been fulfilled. All right, but we know that what the scripture says. The scripture explicitly says in Joel throughout the scriptures that when true Israel returns to their homeland, there will be war no more. That should be a red flag right there in itself. All right. That should tell you right there that these people are lying. They are professional liars. Now, the lady that spoke, she claimed that Jeremiah said it. So let's see what Jeremiah actually said. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 32. And let's look at verse 37. Let's see if these people stand the test. Because again, you're going to have to be able to tell what's real and what's a lie. You're going to have to be able to tell the fake, from the real. You can't just accept anything you hear, Yasharel. That's the problem with our people. We accept everything that we hear just because it sounds popular. Just because these people dress, they dress in these, suits or whatever, and they wear these bowler hats, and they got their own schools and all that kind of stuff. Our people are fooled because they look at that and say, okay, well, they must be the descendants of Israelites. Look how organized they are. Look how organized they are. And then when they look at us as a people, we are disorganized, and rightly so. We are disorganized. See, and this is why people cannot see us as Israel. They can't see us as the true descendants because again, but the Most High is getting ready to shock them in a way that they're not going to even realize. All right. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 32, and let's look at verse 37. All right, because remember, you heard what she said, right? She said Jeremiah prophesied it. Jeremiah saw it. Let me show you how deceived these people are. It says, behold, I will gather them out of all countries. It says all countries, whether I have driven them in my anger. Now, you saw that lady. They were getting off a plane, were they not? Am I just making that up? They were getting off a plane. I mean, come on now. It says, behold, I will gather them out of all the countries, whether I have driven them in my anger and in my fury and in great wrath. All right. So first of all, in anger and in my fury. Fury. What is fury? Fury it is a brutal anger with actions on it and everything. I mean, it's super brutal. All right. So let's continue. It says, and in great wrath, and I will bring them again unto this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely. All right. Now, these people getting on planes, buses, and what have you, talking about they're returning to the homeland. Now, these were Ukrainians. All right. I wanted to use a specific video because I wanted to show you what's going on with Ukraine right now, Yasharel. Somebody tell me, or anybody tell me what's going on in Ukraine right now? Who knows what's going on or what has happened in Ukraine? I'll give you a few seconds. Again, this is interaction right here because we're gonna get to the bottom of this. War. All right. Are they winning the war? Are they winning the war? Yep, they're war with Russia, all right. But are they winning the war? Nope. That would be a double capital H, capital E, and a capital L. Hell no. So what does that tell you? So that right there tells you that the Most High is setting them up for destruction. Because why was it that the U.S. have donated billions of dollars to Ukraine? I want you to really think about this. Because Ukraine is the birthplace of these Khazarians. This should blow your mind because this is what they were trying to spread. This is what exactly what Russia wanted to stop. And the Most High allowed him to stop it. These folks have completely lost. Matter of fact, they have lost so many men of war that they can't fight. They putting women on the battlefield. That's how crazy it is. And so we're talking about, again, how to tell the real from the fake. How to tell the real from the fake. You got to use your intelligence, Yasharel. Most High gave you a brain. Use it. Look at the you gotta look, you gotta be able to read between the lines and see what's really going on. But yet these people are still trying to cling on to something that they're not. I'm gonna tell you something. Even if they knew, which they do know, you know what they would do if they had to announce it before the world who are the true children of Israel. They would actually mention the Chinese. They would probably say the Chinese were the Israelites before they say we were the Israelites. But see, that's how strong their pride is. Their pride is so strong that they can't even admit. But you know what? They're going to confess right from their backs. That's right. They're going to confess right from their backs. All right. Let's look at let's go to Jeremiah 17. This is another way you can tell that these people they are not even close, not even ounce of bloodline. All right. Now let's go to Jeremiah chapter 17 and let's look at verse 4. And it says, "And you, even yourself, shall discontinue from your heritage that I gave you." All right. Now these people are claiming, right, to be us. How is that possible when this has not happened yet? When we are, as a people, the true Israelites are scattered, we have discontinued from our heritage. We have not gotten our heritage back yet because the Most High has not gathered us up from the four corners yet. All right. So these people talking about they are coming back to their homeland. Well, these folks are just they demons. And it says, "And you, even yourself, shall discontinue from your heritage that I gave you, and will cause you to serve your enemies in the land which you know not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever." This is how you can tell the real from the fake. Why do you think we're constantly being chastised, Yasharel? Why do you think we're constantly in this situation? Because the Most High truly loves his people, but he hates wickedness. So that means that if we continue to be wicked, then the Most High has no other choice but to destroy many of our people in their wickedness, because our people don't want to do right. Like I read before in Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. They do not want to do right. They want to constantly. That's why, if the Most High were to reveal, if to pull the filth from our eyes, we could truly see. But our people do not want to see. All right. Let's go to Jeremiah 16. Let's see what the other nations are going to do. All right. Give you a few seconds to get there. It says, "O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress and my refuge, in the day of affliction, the other nations shall come unto you from the ends of the earth, and shall say, Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit." All right. So remember what that lady said in that video when she said that, "Oh, this was Jeremiah said it." No, lady. Yeah, it was prophecy it's prophecy is going to be fulfilled, but it ain't applying to y'all. It ain't applying to your people. That applies to Israel, the true Israelites, the Negroes scattered to the four corners that the world refuses to see. Now I'm going to give you a precept to Jeremiah, we just read, Jeremiah 32. So let's go to Ezekiel chapter 20, because I'm going to show you again that it's going to be with force. The Most High is going to bring us. It ain't going to be on no planes. We ain't going to be on no buses and some kind of caravan or something like that. These people are so silly, and they believe in their own lies. All right. So let's go to Ezekiel chapter 20, and let's look at verse 34. It says, "And I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered, with a mighty hand There it is again, with a mighty hand, like we read in Jeremiah, with a mighty hand, not getting on some damn plane, with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out. All right, so it's going to be noisy, y'all. It's going to be loud. It's going to be worldwide because he's going to gather us from the four corners in which he had scattered us to. So look, this is what you got to understand. Those people that are over there, they don't fit not even one iota of Deuteronomy 28. They don't fit any of the curses that was portrayed on our people. They're not, look, they own these Khazarians. If they're claiming to be the so-called Jews, all right, then they own all the banks. They are the head. They're not the tail. Y'all know they own everything. They run the whole world. Like I read in Job 9:24. The world is given into the hands of the wicked, but not for long. It's only for a short time. Now let's go to 35. Verse 35 it says, and I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face. Now, this has not happened yet. We don't know when this is going to happen, but I can tell you for sure 1,000% that it has not happened yet, because our people are still scattered to the four corners of the earth. All right. And when he says he's going to plead with us face to face, I want you to really think about how our people came. It's going to be the same way, Yashua. The only difference between Egypt, coming out of Egypt, and versus today, coming from the four corners, is that in Egypt, we were all together in one place in Goshen. All right. But this is different because we're scattered to the four corners. So that means that he's going to gather us from wherever our people are. That means that you're going to have so-called Afro-Mexicans, descendants of Hebrew slaves in Mexico, not the non-melanated ones that the camps love to tell that they're your people. We're going to have Afro-Chinese. We're going to have Afro-South Americans. We're going to have Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Indians, Afro everywhere, every single where on the corner of the earth, we have our people. And they all going through hell. All right. Did y'all know that the Afro-Mexicans, was it San Luis de la Negros, and which is known as the city of Yanga? Did y'all know that they just now got a census in 2020? Yep, that's right. They just got us. They've been fighting for it for a while, but a lot of them have been kind of whitewashed out and everything, but they still exist there. They're still there. The Afro-Mexicans are still there, and they look just like us. All right. It says, like as I pleaded with you, but with your fathers in the wilderness and of the land of Mizraim, so will I plead with you, says Adonai. Now, when our people came out of Egypt, there had to been, why there had to been strict discipline? Because we as a people, we had taken on the customs of the Egyptians. Now, y'all know that there was a lot of homosexual going on in Egypt, a lot of gingerism, a lot of feminism. If you look at the old paintings, and they don't show this too often, but you have to really search and dig. Yeah, they were banging each other. I mean, there was homosexual going on in Egypt. So a lot of our people had taken on a lot of those customs. And so when they came out in the wilderness, they had to be stoned, because the Most High gave them a chance to do right. But these folks didn't want to do right, so they were stoned. It took 40 years to cleanse those generations. It took 40 years. It's going to take 1,000 for us, because that's how long we're going to be in the wilderness, for 1,000 years, to learn these commandments before the new city comes down. All right. Now, my brother Eitan did a lesson on the holy city that comes down after 1,000 years, and it was a damn good lesson too. And he was bringing out the fact that the height 12 furlongs, and when you read Revelation, that's huge. That's 1,500 miles high and 1,500 miles wide. That's like bigger than 2 states of Texas put together. This is how you know that this area in Jerusalem is way, way, way bigger. That thing probably encamps parts of Africa. But I just wanted to throw that out there, because we are going into the wilderness, Yasharel. It may not happen in our time. It may not happen in the next generation's time, but it's going to happen, just like the scripture says. All right. But we have to go through this stuff. The process of elimination has to take place. All right, verse 38, and it says, I'm sorry, verse 37, Salakia. Let's look at that. It says, and I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. What is a covenant? Covenant is a promise. Did the Most High ever break the covenant with us? Absolutely not. We were the ones who broke the covenant. All right. We were the ones who broke the covenant. The covenant is the same. It's just with a different generation. A covenant is the promise that the Most High had made to our forefathers. All right. So we are very fortunate to still be under that covenant. So don't get it twisted. All right. Our time right now, while we're under grace, is to get back to these laws, commandments, and statutes with all our hearts, mind, and soul, and strength. And it goes on to say, and I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me, and I will bring forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Yasharel, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Now, these people that are claiming to be ancient Israel, they got the whole world, pretty much most of the West, believing their lies, eating right out of their hands. And, when they were established in 1948, and sometime after that, all the evangelical churches started donating money. I'm talking about billions. And even unto this very day, they are sending billions of dollars over to Israel. Why? Why? Because they were fed lies. They were fed lies that these people were the descendants. And it's easier to believe that when they look like you. I want you to think about that for a minute. It's easier for the U.S. to accept something like this because they look like them, because they are them. They are Caucasians. All right. They're all the same people. They're all the same of that wicked demon seed. All right. And so here now, the Most High is touching his people with the Spirit and making us realize who we are as a people. And all of a sudden, all this hell starting to break out. Man, y'all can't be the people. You mean y'all niggas? Look at y'all. Y'all in the streets. You're killing your own people. Y'all can't even come together as a people. How can y'all be the chosen people of the Most High? I'm gonna tell you something, Yasharel. The Most High has a good sense of humor. I can tell you that. Because when he flips the scripts on these people, they're going to be shocked. They're going to be shocked like never before. How to tell the real from the fake. It should be obvious. You know what? And even a lot of U.S. citizens know that there's something up with these people, that they're not. And the Most High is putting doubts in their hearts now. Because, look at Israel right now. Who are they at war with? They are at war with Hamas. And they're not winning. If you think they're winning, then you've been deceived. They're not winning. Let me tell you why they are not winning. Because they've already implanted a seed in these other nations to fight against them. So this thing is going to be going on for a long time. All right. And at the same time, the Almighty is the one that's pulling the strings. The Almighty is pulling the strings, and he is setting up the bait for the kill. And guess what? The Most High is going to get the final call, the final word, y'all. I'm telling y'all, only thing we got to do is trust the Most High, keep these commandments, laws, and statutes, and let this process fulfill itself. Let this process take place. All right. Don't worry about how long it's going to take, Yashara. Don't worry about when things are going to start wrapping up. Don't worry about that. What you need to worry about is working out your salvation with fear and trembling. You need to be getting back to these laws, commandments, and statutes with all your heart, mind, and soul. You need to do right by your brothers. You need to do right by your sisters. You need to build your relationship up. If you're married, you need to build your relationship with your spouse. All right. You need to teach your kids these laws. Teach them the feast days. All right. This is the time to do it, because there's going to come a time where we're not going to be able to do those kind of things. I'm telling you, it's getting ready to get hot. It's getting ready to get hot. And when the balloon goes up, all hell's going to break loose. But I wanted to give you a synopsis. I wanted to kind of just spark your eyes a little bit and just let you see what I see. All right. What's getting ready to happen. But again, it's too easy to tell the real from the fake. It's not rocket scientists. And anybody with half a brain can know, okay, these people cannot be who they say they are. Why are they constant war right now? The Most High says when true Israel goes back to the land, Israel will no war no more. They will steady war no more. It ain't gonna be no war because all the 12 tribes will be united. I mean, make it make sense. I mean, it's just so obvious, but it's just because our people don't want to see it. They would rather believe, coming from these non-melanated, pale-faced people, because it's easy to believe because our people have been trained to hate their own kind. This is why we have so much hate amongst our people. This is why we have so much animosity with our people. It's a self-hatred that was planted in us. But at the end of the day, that's on us because we make a decision. We make the final decision. But if we choose to fall into that trap, then guess what? Our people are going to continue to be destroyed. And that's just the facts. So with that being said, I'm going to come back with some more jewels. There's some things I want to do things in bits and pieces. All right. Because we know that our people have a very short attention span. And, I want people to remember this. Really do. So with that being said, I look forward to coming back with you again in the near future. Let's keep one another in prayer. Let's make sure that we're constantly working out our salvation with fear and trembling, because you don't know when your time stamp is going to end. That's right, Israel. That's right. We all have a time stamp. We just don't know when that time stamp is. That's why you have to live your life. You're going to have to make every effort to do everything that's right in the eyes of the Almighty. And that's what it's going to boil down to. All right. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna wish you a hearty shalom and stay strong, family.